The moment you decide to step beyond the confines of the physical world, you enter a space that exists beyond linear time and tangible reality, a space often referred to as the quantum field. This is not a metaphorical concept, the underlying energetic matrix from which all possibilities arise. In this field, the limitations of the past, the fears of the present, and the doubts about the future cease to have power. Every potential version of your life already exists here for you to align your consciousness with it. The quantum field is responsive, not to what you hope or wish for superficially, but to the energy, attention, and emotion you bring into it. The more you cultivate stillness, awareness, elevated emotional states, the more clearly you can sense the subtle currents of possibility flowing around you. In this space, there's no judgment, no resistance, and no predetermined outcome. There is only potential and the infinite opportunities for creation. To access this field, you must first quiet the constant chatter of the analytical mind. Most of your daily energy is consumed by thoughts tied to the material world, to problems, habitual patterns. These thoughts are often repetitive and grounded in old experiences, keeping you anchored to the familiar and familiar limitations. By meditating, by focusing inward, and by centering your awareness on the present moment, you begin to transcend these patterns. The field opens as you release attachment to external outcomes and allow yourself to inhabit a space where your mind is free to explore the endless possibilities that exist just beyond the visible. The breath becomes your guide, drawing you inward, calming the nervous system, and creating a bridge between your ordinary consciousness and the subtle quantum reality. In this space, your intentions gain power because they are no longer diluted by fear or doubt. Quantum field responds to coherence when your thoughts, emotions, and energy are aligned toward a single vision. This coherence acts as a signal communicating to the field the version of reality you wish to embody. Every intention sent from a state of alignment sends ripples across this field, influencing the unseen energetic currents that eventually manifest as tangible experiences. The field does not discriminate, it mirrors the vibration you emit. Your internal state is conflicted, uncertain, or fearful. The field mirrors that incoherence. If your state is focused, elevated, and confident, the field mirrors that clarity. In essence, your inner world shapes the outer reality in precise and measurable ways. Entering the quantum field also requires a shift in identity. The person you have been, shaped by past experiences, is not the person who can fully access this space of infinite potential. The field is accessible only to someone willing to step into the unknown, release familiar limitations, and to adopt the possibility that life can be entirely different from what has been. When you step into this space, you are not just imagining change, you are embodying it at a fundamental energetic level. The body, previously conditioned to live in habitual patterns of thought and emotion, begins to resonate with the new possibilities. Cells respond, hormones shift, and the nervous system recalibrates to support the expanded awareness of what is truly possible. As you remain in this state, you begin to notice subtle shifts in perception. Time seems less linear, possibilities feel more expansive, and the sense of being constrained by circumstance begins to dissolve. The quantum field is not passive. It is a living, responsive environment that reflects the energy you bring into it. By cultivating stillness, awareness, and elevated emotion, you are not waiting for change to happen externally. You are actively creating it internally. In this space, seeds of your desired life already exist. Your task is to align your consciousness, your emotions, and your energy with those seeds so that they can germinate, grow, and eventually manifest in your physical reality. Continue to deepen your connection to the quantum field. You begin to realize that the separation between yourself and your desired life is illusory. The limitations you once believed were real are simply echoes of past conditioning. In this space, infinite potential of the universe becomes tangible, accessible, and responsive to your focused awareness. Every elevated emotion, every coherent thought, intentional breath strengthens the bridge between your current self and the version of you living the life you desire. The field is always present, always waiting, and always responsive to the energy you bring. And by entering it consciously, you open the door to a reality limited only by the scope of your imagination. Every experience in your life first originates as a thought, and every reality you have ever encountered was once conceived in the invisible space of your mind. Thoughts are not passive, dynamic, powerful forces that shape your perception, influence your emotions, and ultimately determine the trajectory of your life. The human brain is an intricate, responsive system that translates repeated patterns of thought into both neural pathways and habitual behaviors, effectively creating the blueprint for your reality. When left unconscious, these thought patterns replay automatically, reinforcing limitations, fears, imposed boundaries. The challenge and the opportunity lies in bringing these thoughts into conscious awareness, in understanding that what you focus on consistently will materialize over time, not only in your mind, but in the very structure of your life. During meditation, the mind has the extraordinary ability to detach from the external environment and the habitual mental loops that dominate everyday consciousness. Detachment is the first step toward deliberately creating thought patterns that serve your desired reality. In this state, each thought you cultivate is a signal sent into the unseen quantum field, a blueprint for experiences you wish to manifest. When your thoughts are paired with clear intention and focused awareness, they gain strength and precision. The brain begins to reorganize itself around these new patterns, strengthening neural pathways that support creativity, insight, and elevated states of being. Once impossible now becomes imaginable. What was once distant begins to feel within reach, and the mind becomes the architect of a new, consciously chosen reality. The power of thought lies not in mere thinking, but in the consistent repetition and reinforcement of mental patterns. The human brain is wired to respond to repetition, and each time a thought is intentionally focused upon, the associated neurons fire together, gradually creating stronger connections. These connections form the foundation for belief systems and habitual responses, which are the scaffolding upon which reality is built. By deliberately choosing thoughts that reflect possibility, abundance, confidence, empowerment, you are effectively restructuring your internal blueprint. These mental patterns inform not only your cognitive processes, but also your emotional and physiological responses, aligning the body with the vision you hold for your life. However, alone is not enough to create transformation. It must be combined with clarity of intention and emotional resonance. A thought that is scattered, distracted, or conflicting carries a diluted signal. In contrast, when a thought is focused, precise, paired with elevated emotions such as gratitude, joy, or love, it generates a coherent frequency that resonates with the quantum field. This resonance acts as a magnet, attracting experiences, opportunities, relationships that correspond to the vibration of your inner state. The blueprint becomes tangible when your mind and emotions work together, and the quantum field responds not to random desire, but to the coherent, elevated energy of a mind aligned with its highest vision. The process of creating a new reality through thought also requires a conscious departure from the patterns of the past. Old thoughts, beliefs, and memories anchor the mind to habitual behaviors, often keeping you trapped in repetitive cycles of limitation. By consciously choosing new thoughts, you are rewiring the brain and sending a signal to the body that it is safe and appropriate to live in alignment with possibilities that have not yet been experienced. Nervous system, previously conditioned to expect certain outcomes based on historical patterns, begins to adapt to these new signals, creating a physiological foundation for the manifestation of your desired reality. Visualization plays a crucial role in transforming thought into experience. When you vividly imagine your desired future, engaging all senses and fully embodying the associated emotions, the mind interprets this as reality. The brain and body respond as if this future has already arrived, creating a rehearsal that strengthens neural pathways, aligns your emotional state, and prepares the body for experiences that match the internal blueprint. Through repetition and sustained focus, thoughts become more than ideas. They become living templates from which reality emerges. As you continue to cultivate deliberate, elevated, and coherent thought patterns, the mind begins to operate from a place of conscious creation rather than reactive survival. You are no longer merely interpreting the world through the lens of the past. You are intentionally designing the life you wish to live. Each thought, each moment of focus, each visualization strengthens the blueprint for your future, aligning mind, body, and energy in a coherent state that communicates clearly with the quantum field. The blueprint is not static, it is dynamic, evolving with each moment of consciousness, expanding in detail and precision as your awareness deepens and your capacity to imagine grows. Through this process, the realization emerges that reality is not something you passively experience, it is something you actively create. Your thoughts are not fleeting mental events, they are the architects of your existence, the invisible forces that structure your world and determine the conditions of your life. By consciously directing your thoughts with clarity, coherence, and emotional resonance, you begin to lay the foundation for the reality you desire, transforming abstract possibilities into tangible experiences. Thought alone is not enough to create change. It must be paired with emotion. The invisible energy that gives life to intention is the dynamic force that propels your thoughts into the fabric of reality, bridging the gap between imagination and experience. While thoughts provide the blueprint, emotion is the energy that animates the design, creating the resonance necessary to communicate with the field of infinite possibilities. When your thoughts are accompanied by elevated emotions, they send a coherent signal throughout your entire system, mind, body, an energy field, activating the mechanisms that allow your desired future to begin manifesting. The body, attuned to these emotional vibrations, responds by releasing hormones and chemicals that reinforce the state you are creating, aligning physiology with intention. In this way, becomes the engine that drives transformation, transforming mere thinking into a living, experiential reality. The quality and intensity of your emotions directly affect the clarity and potency of the signal you emit. Emotions such as joy, gratitude, love, confidence are high frequency energies that resonate harmoniously with the field of infinite possibilities. When you consciously cultivate these emotions during meditation, you amplify the power of your intention, creating a coherent energy signature that acts as a magnet for experiences aligned with your desired reality. Conversely, emotions rooted in fear, doubt, or frustration generate incoherent signals that reinforce limitations and maintain attachment to familiar patterns. The body becomes a mirror of your internal emotional state, and the external world responds accordingly. The key is to consistently generate elevated emotions as if your desired future is already present, creating the internal conditions that allow your intentions to materialize. Meditation provides a unique environment in which emotion can be intentionally cultivated and refined. In the quiet space beyond thought, you can feel the energy of your desired future as if it has already arrived. This practice engages the body's nervous system, conditioning it to sustain elevated states of being even before external circumstances change. By repeatedly practicing this, the body learns to anticipate and inhabit these emotions as its natural state. Over time, this creates a profound shift. The body no longer perceives these elevated states as foreign or temporary, but as familiar and attainable. This physiological reinforcement strengthens the connection between emotion, thought, and manifestation, creating the internal coherence necessary for profound change. Emotion also serves as a bridge between the conscious and the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the part of you that governs automatic patterns, habits, and beliefs, the repository of past experiences and emotional memories, and it is highly responsive to the energy you emit. By pairing focused thought with elevated emotion, you effectively communicate new possibilities to the subconscious mind, reprogramming it to support the reality you intend to create. This alignment between conscious intention and subconscious expectation is essential as the subconscious drives 95% of your behaviors, decisions, and reactions. Without emotional coherence, the subconscious remains anchored to familiar patterns and transformation becomes slow or inconsistent. The power of emotion lies in its capacity to collapse the separation between present and future. When you feel the emotions associated with your desired reality in the present moment, your nervous system experiences a state of already having. This creates a form of temporal coherence in which the body and mind begin to inhabit the reality of your future before it physically manifests. Energy you generate through emotion acts as a magnetic force, drawing circumstances, people, and opportunities that resonate with that frequency. This process is not wishful thinking. It is a deliberate energetic alignment in which the body, mind, field respond to the coherence of thought and feeling. Moreover, emotion deepens the creative capacity of the mind. Elevated emotional states expand awareness, enhance intuition, and increase clarity of perception. When you meditate with emotion, the mind begins to perceive patterns, opportunities, and solutions that were previously invisible. The emotional state generates a resonance that transforms the internal environment, making it fertile for creative breakthroughs. This is why sustained emotional coherence is more powerful than fleeting intention. The consistent energy primes the brain, body, and field to act as one unified system of creation. Sustaining elevated emotions requires conscious attention and practice. Emotions are not merely responses to external events, they are choices you can make internally. By repeatedly practicing the feeling of your desired reality, you condition both the brain and the body to maintain a state of coherence that is compatible with the life you want to create. Each time you generate this energy, you reinforce neural pathways, stabilize hormonal responses, strengthen the energetic signal sent to the field. Over time, your internal state becomes self-sustaining, and the energy you emit magnetically draws your intentions into alignment with the external world. As you cultivate emotion in harmony with thought, you begin to realize that the power to create is not in external circumstances, but in the coherent energy you carry. The mind designs the blueprint, but emotion is the force that animates it, energizing every cell, every system, every energetic field within and around you. The more consistently you inhabit elevated emotional states, the stronger the resonance with your desired reality becomes. Naturally, the circumstances of your life begin to reflect the internal coherence you have cultivated. The past is a powerful force in shaping who you are, but it is also one of the greatest obstacles to creating the life you desire. Every memory, a belief, every emotional pattern that you have carried forward from previous experiences acts as a gravitational pull, anchoring you to familiar ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving. While these patterns may have once served a purpose, they now limit your potential by keeping you locked in repetitive cycles. Detachment from the past is not about denial or rejection. It is about observing these experiences without allowing them to define your identity or dictate your future. When you meditate, enter a space where you can consciously step back from these ingrained patterns and recognize that your true potential exists beyond them. This detachment creates the mental, emotional, energetic freedom necessary to access possibilities that have not yet been experienced. Detachment begins with awareness. The first step is to notice how often your mind drifts into the past, replaying old scenarios, regrets, failures, or disappointments. Most of the time, these memories are accompanied by the same emotional responses you had when they first occurred. Your body remembers them, your mind interprets them, and your energy aligns with them, creating a habitual resonance that reinforces limitation. By observing this process without judgment or attachment, you begin to separate your present self from the emotional gravity of the past. This is not a passive exercise, deliberate act of reclaiming your energy and redirecting it toward the creation of a new reality. As awareness increases, the pull of the past weakens, allowing your consciousness to expand into a space of possibility rather than repetition. Releasing the past requires a shift in perspective. Every experience you have had is a lesson, not a sentence. By reframing past experiences as learning opportunities rather than defining truths, you dissolve the emotional charge that keeps you tied to them. This process allows you to reclaim the energy that was trapped in old patterns and redirect it toward imagining, feeling, and inhabiting a new future. Meditation facilitates this process by creating a state of deep presence where the habitual loops of the mind are quieted and the nervous system is no longer automatically triggered by memories. In this space, you can consciously choose which emotional patterns to release and which to cultivate, creating a foundation for transformation that is unencumbered by history. Detachment also involves cultivating trust in the process of creation. The past is familiar because it is known, but the future is unfamiliar because it has not yet been realized. Fear of the unknown often keeps individuals clinging to old patterns, even when those patterns cause discomfort or limitation. By practicing meditation, you train the mind and body to become comfortable with uncertainty, to inhabit the space of possibility without resistance. You learn to trust that the energy you generate, the thoughts you focus on, and the emotions you cultivate are sufficient to guide you toward the reality you intend to create. In this way, detachment is not a rejection of the past, but an alignment with the potential of the future, a conscious choice to prioritize possibility over familiarity. The process of detaching from the past also requires an understanding of identity. Individuals define themselves by their history, by the roles they have played, or by the experiences they have endured. This identification creates a self-limiting framework that informs every thought, emotion, and action. In meditation, you can explore the deeper question of who you are beyond these labels and roles. When you begin to experience yourself as a being of energy, consciousness, and creative potential, the past loses its authority over your present and future. Your identity becomes anchored in possibility rather than memory, in what you are capable of becoming rather than what you have been. Detachment from the past also strengthens your capacity for imagination and visualization. The mind, bound by the limitations of old experiences, becomes a powerful instrument for designing the life you desire. Without the weight of the past, thoughts can flow freely, ideas can expand, and emotions can be experienced in their purest form. You are able to feel the future as if it is already real, activating the nervous system to respond as though your desired life has already arrived. This internal rehearsal creates coherence between mind, body, and energy, aligning your entire system with the possibilities of the future. In this state, the past becomes a reference point rather than a master. You can acknowledge lessons, honor experiences, and integrate wisdom. You no longer allow them to dictate the trajectory of your life. Energy that was once bound by old patterns is liberated, and your consciousness can fully inhabit the present while projecting into the future. Capacity to detach from the past creates space for transformation, allowing the quantum possibilities of life to emerge without interference from the habitual gravitational pull of what has already occurred. At least that you gain access to a reality shaped not by memory, but by deliberate intention, where your mind, body, and energy are free to align with the life you choose to create. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools for bridging the gap between the life you currently experience and the life you desire. It is not merely imagination or wishful thinking. It is a deliberate, intentional act of creating a detailed internal experience that your brain and body interpret as reality. When you visualize, you are essentially rehearsing your future as though it has already arrived, engaging all your senses, emotions, faculties in the process. This internal rehearsal is not abstract. It produces measurable changes in your neural pathways, aligns your physiology with your intentions, and communicates a coherent signal to the quantum field, indicating the reality you wish to manifest. The more vivid, detailed, and emotionally charged your visualization, the more your entire being begins to resonate with that possibility, transforming thought into tangible potential. The process begins with focus and clarity. To visualize effectively, you must first define with precision the life you wish to create. Every aspect of this future should be imagined as if it is real in the present moment. See yourself living the experiences you desire, hear the sounds, feel the textures, and immerse yourself fully in the emotions associated with that reality. The brain does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. When you repeatedly practice this internal experience, your neural circuits begin to encode these patterns, creating a neurological blueprint that primes your body and mind to operate as if your desired life already exists. Over time, repetition reinforces new habits of thought and emotional response, aligning every aspect of your being with the frequency of your intended reality. Emotion is a critical component of effective visualization. The emotional charge that activates the blueprint, transforming abstract mental images into a living, energetic reality. Simply seeing your desired future is not enough. You must feel it fully, as if it is present now. Gratitude, joy, love, excitement are high-frequency emotions that resonate with the field of possibilities, generating the coherent energy necessary for manifestation. When your visualization is accompanied by these elevated emotions, your nervous system reacts as though your desired reality is already in motion. Hormones and chemicals are released, supporting a physiological state of alignment with the life you intend to create. Combination of mental clarity and emotional intensity produces a powerful signal that communicates with the quantum field, amplifying your capacity to attract the circumstances and opportunities that correspond to your vision. Visualization also strengthens a connection between conscious intention and the subconscious mind. The subconscious governs the majority of your behaviors, automatic responses, and emotional patterns. By consistently visualizing a desired reality with emotional coherence, you are effectively reprogramming the subconscious to accept new possibilities as normal. Over time, creates a deep internal alignment between what you consciously intend and what your subconscious expects, eliminating resistance that arises from old patterns or limiting beliefs. The body, accustomed to previous habitual states, begins to adapt to the imagined future, experiencing physiological changes that support the embodiment of your desired reality. Internal rehearsal allows you to live from a state of already having, which is essential for translating thought into material experience. Consistency is essential in the practice of visualization. The mind and body respond to repeated, focused experience. Each time you engage in visualization, you strengthen neural networks, deepen emotional resonance, and reinforce energetic coherence with your intended reality. Like any skill, visualization improves with practice. The more consistently you rehearse your desired life, the more natural it becomes to inhabit that state of being. This sustained effort produces cumulative effects, creating a foundation upon which transformation can occur both internally and externally. Visualization also expands the creative capacity of your mind. When you imagine your desired life in rich detail, you are training your mind to perceive possibilities beyond current limitations. Your awareness begins to detect opportunities, synchronicities, solutions that previously went unnoticed. The brain becomes more flexible, more inventive, and more receptive to experiences that align with your vision. This expansion of perception, combined with elevated emotion, creates an internal environment that mirrors the external reality you wish to experience, allowing your consciousness to act as the origin point of creation. Through visualization, you are not passively waiting for life to change. You are actively designing, feeling, and embodying the future you intend to live. Your internal rehearsal informs your thoughts, guides your actions, and calibrates your energy in alignment with your desires. The life you imagine with clarity, detail, emotional intensity becomes the life your mind, body, and energy system are prepared to receive. This practice creates a powerful bridge between potential and reality, where the act of experiencing your desired future in the present moment generates the conditions for that future to materialize organically in your life As you continue to visualize with precision, emotion, and consistency, the distinction between imagined experience and actual experience begins to dissolve, creating a seamless flow in which the life you desire is no longer distant or hypothetical, but energetically present, ready to manifest through the alignment of your thoughts, actions. True transformation occurs when the mind, body, and energy are in complete coherence. Each of these aspects, mental focus, physical state, and energetic vibration, plays a critical role in shaping the reality you experience. It is their alignment that creates the conditions for profound change. When the mind is scattered, the body is tense, or the energy is inconsistent, your intentions cannot fully express themselves in the field of possibilities. Meditation offers a powerful method to harmonize these elements, creating a state of coherence that signals to the universe that you are ready to receive and embody your desired reality. In this alignment, your consciousness becomes a unified system capable of generating the precise energetic frequency necessary to attract the experiences, opportunities, and circumstances that correspond with your vision. The mind is the architect of intention, capable of focusing on possibilities and designing the blueprint of your desired life. However, the mind alone cannot create reality. It requires the cooperation of the body and the energy field to bring intentions into tangible form. Body is the vessel through which energy flows and experiences are realized, and it responds directly to thought patterns, emotional states, and energetic signals. When the mind and body are misaligned, when your thoughts are forward-looking but your body is anchored in past experiences or fear, resistance arises, creating a gap between intention and manifestation. Through meditation, you can calm the analytical mind, release physical tension, attune the nervous system to a state of receptivity. This creates an internal environment in which the mind's intentions can be fully expressed and reinforced by the body's physiology. Energy is the bridge between internal coherence and external manifestation. Field response not to your desires in abstract, but to the energy you emit consistently. When your thoughts, emotions, and physical state are aligned, the energy you radiate becomes coherent, powerful, and magnetic. This coherence acts as a signal to the field, indicating the reality you intend to create. Every cell in your body begins to resonate with this energy. Every heartbeat reinforces the vibration of possibility, and every breath strengthens the alignment between mind and body. In this state, you are no longer passively reacting to circumstances. You are actively generating the energy and coherence necessary to attract the experiences that match your intention. Coherence between mind, body, and energy also requires the release of internal conflict. Many people unknowingly carry contradictions in thought, emotion, and physical behavior, which create energetic interference. For example, you may consciously intend to achieve a goal, feel excitement about it, carry subconscious fears that manifest physically as tension, restlessness, or fatigue. These contradictions dilute your signal, reducing the effectiveness of your intention. Meditation allows you to identify, observe, and release these conflicting patterns, creating alignment across all levels of your being. The moment coherence is achieved, your system operates as a unified whole, capable of broadcasting a clear and powerful energetic message to the field. The process of alignment also enhances the body's natural intelligence. When mind, body, and energy are coherent, the nervous system stabilizes, hormones regulate optimally, and cellular communication improves. This physiological state supports creativity, resilience, and clarity, allowing you to act from a place of presence and elevated consciousness rather than reactivity or stress. The body itself becomes an instrument of manifestation, responding as though your desired reality is already present. Alignment creates a feedback loop. Coherent energy reinforces positive thought and emotion, which strengthens the body's physiological response, which in turn amplifies the energy emitted into the field. Sustained practice of alignment through meditation deepens your capacity to embody elevated states of being. Over time, the nervous system learns to maintain coherence even outside of meditation, allowing you to navigate daily life from a state of focus, balance, and energetic resonance. This ongoing coherence amplifies the magnetic power of your intentions, drawing experiences into your life with greater ease and consistency. Your actions, decisions, interactions naturally reflect the internal alignment you cultivate, producing results that are in harmony with your vision. Alignment between mind, body, and energy also strengthens intuition and perceptual clarity. When your system is coherent, you are more attuned to subtle cues, opportunities, and possibilities in your environment. Insights emerge effortlessly, and your decisions are guided by a deeper sense of knowing rather than habitual thinking or external pressure. Alignment allows you to navigate the path of creation with confidence and precision, acting from a space of coherence rather than fragmentation. As you continue to practice harmonizing your mind, body, and energy, you begin to notice that life responds to this internal state. Opportunities appear, synchronicities occur, and circumstances begin to mirror the coherence you maintain within. The alignment becomes a living, dynamic process, continuously reinforcing itself as the mind designs, the body supports, and the energy radiates the reality you intend to manifest. Embodying the reality you desire is the final and most profound step in the process of conscious creation. It is not enough to think, to feel, or to visualize a future possibility. True transformation occurs when you fully inhabit the state of being that aligns with your intended reality. Embodiment is the process of integrating thought, emotion, and energy into the physical self, allowing your entire system, mind, body, and energy field to operate as though the reality you desire is already here. When you embody this state, every decision, action, and interaction is informed by the vibration of your intended life, creating coherence between inner experience and outer manifestation. This is the point at which the quantum potential becomes tangible, as the energy you carry magnetically attracts circumstances that mirror the reality you have already embraced internally. Foundation of embodiment begins with presence. To embody a new reality, you must fully inhabit the present moment while carrying the energetic signature of the life you intend to live. Requires awareness of habitual patterns and behaviors that reinforce your current reality and a conscious choice to act from the vibration of your desired state. The body is particularly sensitive to energy, and it responds to the emotions, intentions, coherence you generate. When your nervous system is attuned to the frequency of your desired life, your body begins to function as if that reality is already occurring. Posture, breath, facial expressions, subtle gestures reflect the internal state you cultivate, creating a feedback loop in which the body and mind reinforce one another, solidifying embodiment as a natural state of being. Your desired reality also requires consistency in thought and emotion. The mind cannot fluctuate between doubt and intention without creating internal resistance that blocks manifestation. Each thought, emotion, and action must align with the frequency of the reality you seek. This does not mean denying challenges or emotions that arise naturally, but it means cultivating the capacity to choose elevated responses that reflect the state of being you wish to inhabit. Emotion and energy operate in unison. The coherence generated is powerful enough to influence the field of infinite possibilities, effectively collapsing potential into tangible experience. Meditation is a critical tool in the embodiment process. Through meditation, you create a state in which you can practice living in your desired reality before it has fully manifested externally. By imagining your life in vivid detail, feeling the associated emotions deeply, and maintaining energetic coherence, you train your body and mind to accept this state as normal. This internal rehearsal creates a physiological and neurological imprint that primes your system for actual experiences aligned with your intentions. Over time, nervous system becomes familiar with elevated states of being, reducing resistance and enhancing your ability to embody these states effortlessly in daily life. Embodying a desired reality also shifts your identity. The person you are today is the accumulation of past experiences, beliefs, and conditioning, but the person capable of creating a new reality is someone willing to step beyond that history. Identity is not fixed, fluid, and responsive to the energy you cultivate. By embodying the reality you desire, you are effectively stepping into a new version of yourself, one that aligns with the possibilities you are creating. This new identity informs every thought, emotion, action, reinforcing the coherence necessary for transformation and signaling to the field of possibilities that you are prepared to receive. Action plays an important role in embodiment. While internal alignment is crucial, be expressed outwardly through intentional behavior. Actions that reflect the state of being you desire act as physical confirmations of your internal coherence. Every choice, no matter how small, becomes opportunity to demonstrate alignment between your internal state and your external reality. These actions reinforce embodiment by creating consistency between thought, emotion, and physical expression, strengthening the energy signature that communicates your intentions to the field. As embodiment deepens, a sense of effortless flow emerges. Life begins to respond naturally to your internal state. Opportunities arise in synchronistic patterns. Challenges are met with clarity and resilience. The external world begins to mirror the coherence and alignment cultivated within, and the distinction between imagined possibility and experienced reality diminishes. Process of embodiment transforms creation from a theoretical exercise into a living, dynamic experience, where every moment is an opportunity to inhabit, express, and reinforce the reality you intend to live, and where your consciousness, emotions, energy operate as one integrated system of manifestation. The journey through these 7 keynotes reveals a profound truth: the life you desire is not something to wait for, seek externally, or hope for. It is something to consciously create from within. By entering a quantum field, you open yourself to infinite possibilities that exist beyond the limitations of time and circumstance. Your thoughts serve as the blueprint of reality, and when paired with elevated emotion, they become a powerful energetic signal that communicates directly with the universe. Detaching from the past frees your mind and body from habitual patterns, allowing you to fully inhabit the present while projecting into the future. Visualization provides the internal rehearsal, training your nervous system and energy field to resonate with your desired reality, while alignment of mind, body, and energy creates coherence that amplifies your ability to manifest. Finally, Embodiment integrates all these practices, allowing you to live as the version of yourself who already inhabits the life you seek. Transformation is not a distant goal or an abstract concept, process that begins the moment you decide to believe in your potential and commit to inhabiting the reality you intend to create. Each thought, each emotion, each intentional action contributes to the coherence of your system, strengthening the bridge between internal possibility and external experience. By consistently practicing these principles, you activate a new way of being in which life responds to the energy you carry, opportunities align with your vision, circumstances of your existence reflect the internal state you cultivate. This process empowers you to step beyond limitation, to expand your perception of what is possible, and to consciously co-create the life you have always imagined. Ultimately, the path to transformation is an invitation to claim your innate power, to recognize that reality is a reflection of your internal state, and to commit to the practice of deliberate creation. The shift begins within, and as you align thought, emotion, energy, action, you realize that the life you desire is not something outside of you. It is a natural expression of the coherence, focus, and belief you bring into every moment. Through this journey, you discover that the only limits that exist are those you accept. Only true freedom lies in the conscious choice to embody the reality you wish to experience.